For this lesson, sizobe discuss the factorial as well as the exponential notations. These are two important concepts lana ku fundamental counting principles. In the description box, ngishiyama links for the other counting principles as well as ama video on ama probabilities involving ama counting principles. Okay. The factorial and the exponential notation, I would describe it best using an example. So I started an example like this one. So what you consider the word random, you are required to form different 6-letter word arrangements using the letters of the word random. How many possible word arrangements can be made if A, the letters may not be repeated, right? So that's the condition la. Ungayenza ngayike ama word arrangements if the letters are not repeated. For example, A R N D O M, it's another word arrangement for the word random. Na O M D ren, R-A-N, it's another word arrangement, right? Ngingachubeka all the way up to I don't know ukuthi, right? So sifuna ukwazi ukuthi singayenza how many different word arrangements in total, right? That's the question la. And the condition iti, you may not use the same letter twice. You can only use it once. For example, nangabe ngisebenzisa A la, I cannot use A elsewhere, right? So since lama letters I 6, it means that you have so let's do this. Maybe let's do this. Ngizoshiyama block la. Block number 1 is for the first letter, block number 2 it's for the second letter, block number 3 third, block number 4, block number 5, and block number 6, right? So lama blocks lawa, they are ready to take any letter, right? So but isifuna ukwazi ukuthi singayenza how many possible word arrangements if the letters are not repeated. So bheka nginangayike ama letters in total 1 2 I6 in total ama letters wam, right? So for the first block ngina how many choices? Ngina 6 choices of ama letters, so it's 6 choices. For the second block ngina how many choices? Let's say if ngikhethe R ngisele nangayike ama choice I5, I have 5 choices. Ngikhethe A. For the third letter ngina how many choices? 4. Ngikhethe N. And then for the third one ngina how many choices? Ngina 3 choices, D, M, O. Ngiyamkhetha. Then for the second one ngina 2 choices. For the last block ngina only 1 choice, which is M. Remember, it can be any letter la. It can be any letter. For example, let's say mhlambe ngiyayishintsha ngithi okay, for the first letter ngikhetha O, right? Okay, back. Ngina how many choices manje for this block? I have only 6 choices. 1 2 3 4 5 6. I can either choose R N A N D O or M, right? Let's say I choose M. It doesn't have to be R. It can be any letter, right? It can be any letter la, right? Ngikhetha ngina choose 6 choices. For the fifth block ngina 1 2 3 4 5 choices. For the fourth block njalo njalo. Unandu ya cancel. Then we account to how many choices. So therefore, in order to find the total word arrangements ongaba now from the word random, you need to multiply the number of choices. So now, so this is equal to 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Answer is 720. So uyayibona ukuthi le task ebengizama ukuyenza la it's impossible. Nokuthi ngithathe u-A ngithi this is my first word arrangement, another one nayi benyoceda nini benyofika nini ku-720, right? So the task la was to find the total number of word arrangements ongaba nawo la. In total it's 720. Okay, this exercise besiyenza la isinikeza something called a factorial. This thing le ungayibhala as 6 exclamation mark. This thing le, it's what we call a factorial, right? It's what we call a factorial. Ku calculator ikhona la 9 lapha phezulu. Yabona lo x exponent minus 1 nange lapha above that golden symbol u-x factorial. So umshanjani uthi 6 shift x exponent minus 1 nangu yamthola phuma bani 720. So when ama letters wakho are not repeated kuphuma something called a factorial ke yabona. So this is in fact rule number 2. The number of arrangements of n different things taken in n ways is n factorial. So this is rule number 2. If ever ufuna uku-arrange izinto and awuzirepeat, that's when you use u factorial. This is rule number 2. What happens if we decide to repeat lama alphabets ke manje? Lama letters wethu. B, the letters may now be repeated. For example, 6 blocks again. Asifake yokugcina. Right? Let's say ngifuna ukuqala ngo O nangapha ku second block I can have O. For the second letter word I can have abu A, I can have abu R, I can have abu N, I can have D, O, M, njalo njalo. Yabona? So sifuna ukwazi ukuthi how many how many possible word arrangements can be made if the letters are now repeated. That's the question. Okay. For the first block, I have how many choices? 6 choices. 6. Because of I can repeat the letters, I also have 6 choices for the second block. For this block. For the third block, again, I have 6 choices. Ngoba I am allowed to repeat. For the fourth block, I have 6 choices again because I can repeat. For the fifth, 6 choices. For the last one, I also have 6 choices. I have 6 choices. In order to find the different word arrangements, I can just say I can times all. Let's number this. 6 times 6 times 6 times 6 times 6 times 6. Okay, so I will 6 times 6 times 6 times 6 times 6. 1 2 3 4 5 times 6. Now I answer it to 46,656. So our answer is 46,656. Okay. Now learn a factorial notation. Now I present to you the exponential notations when you are repeating ama letters wakho, okay, or repeating anything. 6 raised to exponent bani 6. 6 raised to exponent 6. 6 times 6 times 6 apu 6 abayingaki abayi 6. So now by times I'll tell you 6 raised to exponent bani 6. 6 raised to exponent 6 is equal to that. Where is equal to that. So factorial and exponential notations yiko ke lo. So but rule number 2 ukhipwa yini i-factorial, right? Rule number 2 we involve the factorial. Let's take one more example. Now example number 2, but consider the word Florida. You are required to form different 7-letter word arrangements using the letters of the word Florida. How many possible word arrangements can be made if the letters may be repeated? It's the same example as before, but this time it's nama letters I7. So to answer A, I can just say 7 factorial equal to, what is 7 factorial? 5040. B, the letters may be what is this? May be repeated. Oh, excuse me. Lagu A, but the letters may be repeated. So you have 7 raised to exponent 7. The letters may not be repeated. You have 7 factorial. 7 factorial. So 7 factorial of 5040. 7 raised to exponent 7 is equal to 823543. 823543. Now you answer here together. So rule number 2, the number of arrangements of n different things taken in n ways is n factorial. Usually we apply it when you are not repeating objects work. So this concludes our lesson on rule number 2, the factorial and exponential notation. So the exponential notation, it has nothing to do with rule number 2. So yena ngiyam discuss ngoba na it's another concept nje ekwamele uyazi when dealing with accounting, the fundamentals of accounting. So this is rule number 2. I hope you enjoy this lesson. Check out the description box for amanyama lessons. So for now, asibonani on the next lesson. Peace.